your hero. Keep an eye out for it on the elevated ramp. UMN, what I would consider a more traditional 3v3 team right now. They play around the center, they play from the maze, maybe the bumpy road. Let's see how it all plays out with UBC versus UMN in the first round of knockouts for ARC Season 1.
Let's get started in 3, 2, 1.
Bring on the bots.
Both teams out quickly.
That hero immediately moving to the other side. He's dealing damage with the blue standard. Blue standard 3 hasn't taken any hero projectiles yet. Trading back now. Hero projectile lands, making the trade in favor of UBC, but UBC has to retreat. UMN has been watching footage. They were there ready for the hero. They did not let it. And the Sentry going 1v2 on the bottom lane for UMN, absolutely pushing back both of those defenders. UBC able to use their super capacitors to make it back to base and return, launching that hero projectiles, and they get the score in the base. Wow, UBC with an early first blood.
UMN feeling the pressure early on from UBC. This is incredible.
UMN, another hero shot from UBC onto their hero. The power of the chassis over, and it's a double kill for UBC's hero. He's not done yet. 2 more projectiles. This is a confident play. He takes a shot. First one misses. The standard now has the upper hand. He won't die even if he takes a shot. Chewing through the health of UBC's hero.
Yeah, that hero with only 1 projectile left, having to go back to its base to retreat and heal up and reload.
The Sentry for UMN soloing the bottom lane continuously. The standard now backing him up, making it a 2v1 versus UBC. UBC Sentry, excellent AI. It retreats, but the hero, high setters, the MVP of UBC, now can just aim. He can't move. He's the sitting duck. Will UMN take advantage of it? They're fighting off the other bots. They're making their moves. Oh my goodness. It lands for a standard percentage. Number 3 from the standard from UMN, chewing through the hero. Trying to get into a position where he can't fire back.
And down goes the hero for UBC. Preston, this is the turn that Northstar needed. This is the break that they can get to get the advantage back.
UBC ramming their own hero, trying to get it back off of the ramp. The hero for UMN going down. This is a poor time to have that happen.
Yeah, you can see here the infantry trying to shove, and they do free him.
UBC freeing their own hero. It's a great play. But this has allowed UMN to bring this game much, much closer. The hero for UMN in an invulnerability period needs to get out of that center buff point. I'm worried something mechanically has gone wrong.
That hero not moving for Northstar. It is just sitting there in the center point. Critically, though, it is still capturing the point, ticking down those victory points for UBC.
Northstar standard now defending is down and using it honestly as a body blocker until that invulnerability period runs out.
Great strategy from Northstar. But here comes UBC. All 3 robots
doing
now.
All that they can, but they've got to retreat. They won't. They're going to use the barricade, hiding behind the barricade, peeking the corners. UMN trading in a 3v1. This standard driver has performed excellently. Will take 1 hero shot as they return back to the base. They overpower the chassis. They're taken out.
Great secure there from UBC, not letting that infantry get back to its resupply zone to heal up. Now the infantry for UBC, though, that is the Sentry, stuck on the center point, not moving.
The Sentry for UMN takes advantage. But the Sentry for UBC notably still alive and capturing victory points. Only 10 seconds remaining if they can't get it down.
And the Sentry now having to choose between 3 different targets.
3, 2 victory points, 1. Round 1, a nail biter will go the way of UBC.
Much closer than I think anyone was expecting here going into this first round. And UBC getting that early pressure onto Northstar, pushing them off of that point. But then critically, the hero for UBC, the MVP, high centering itself off the edge of that ramp.
Wow. Steven, excellently played by both teams. Just fabulous. The hero getting stuck for UBC obviously looked like it was going to be a tragedy. But good heads-up plays from both of their drivers. You don't want to flip. A good decision to stop trying to get off by the hero, let the standard come and push him away. You can see the drivers, the engineers from both of those teams here as we take a peek at the stats.
Yeah, 3,300 damage to only 2,500 damage for UBC. UMN actually out-damaged Team PacificSpirit.
Now, lower damage efficiency. They did a lot of damage to that red hero on UBC's side, but UBC using their speed to get back to the base, just heal back up and continue harassing. The hero for UBC, absolutely the MVP of this round.
Well deserved. That hero not giving up, not letting that high center deter them. They were still even trying to fire from that high centered point, not letting the enemies get those easy kills.
UMN Sentry might be one of the most impressive we've seen so far. It held against UBC in a 2v1 for almost the entire round in the bottom side of the map.
Yeah, that sentry just so accurate and such a nemesis to deal with for other teams. I don't see how, if you're Northstar, can do much better than what you did in this round. And this was with UBC losing their hero for part of that.
I think UMN can run this back and roll a few more dice, right? So UBC uses their hero really aggressively on the other side of the field. While it's an awesome play, the hero projectiles are very expensive, which means you can't fire very many, especially early in the game. So if that second hero projectile, for example, hadn't landed on that standard, hadn't taken it out in their own base, I think UMN may have been able to turn the tide even more, capitalize on the good defense they had against the first push. I think the mistake UMN made was after the first defense, the hero for UBC retreated, fully healed. The standard for UMN kind of waited in that spot, ready to fight again. And while he still had 80% HP, you're so close to your base that that does seem like a time to top it off.
Yeah, and I think for you, Northstar, if you are going to do anything, you have to take some more risks here. You have to be even more aggressive. We have seen it. Playing passively against UBC is not going to get you a victory.
Really, really well played by both sides of the field. UMN Northstar continue to impress, continue to perform. I think they've got a solid round chance. I think they could get round 2, take us to the Silver Scrapes, take us to round 3 in this best of 3. And if they don't, I think they're going to be a menace in the lower bracket.
I would not want to face Team Northstar in that loser's bracket. That is going to be a very tough matchup, but it's not over yet. Northstar still has a chance to take round 2, and remember, these are best of 3 now. So they have 2 chances potentially to really showcase that they have what it takes to be the number 1.
Absolutely. Chat, thanks for being here. Thanks for being here this morning. If you are in the venue, don't forget we have merch. Get the first edition ARC shirts. That way you have one from the first ever ARC season. ARC Season 1 t-shirts. They have all the teams that competed on the back of the shirt. You can get them for like 25 bucks in the venue. If you have a teammate or a friend or a family member here and you would like one of those shirts, just shoot them a text, have them buy it for you. We do not sell them or ship them online right now, but you can pick them up in person at the front of the venue.
Yeah, and special thanks again to our sponsors, Manifold Technologies and Mugen, for sponsoring this competition and some of the teams. We could not have done it without your support, so thank you very much. Wow, that was such an exciting round 1. I can't wait for round 2.
No possible man's land, already calling it after round 1 of the knockout, saying PacificSpirit to take the whole comp. Chat, I'm not going to reveal my bracket picks yet. I don't know who all can see the bracket picks. But later in the stream, we'll get into who I think is going to take the whole comp. But I don't think that's a bad take. Round 1 looking very strong for PacificSpirit.
Maybe we can do a little bracket comparison, you and
Steven, sorry,
yes.
Easter egg. The referee is holding referee modules. That's interesting. I know that that's a referee and those are referee modules, but that's not typically done. This means that there's some kind of issue or question about maybe a VTM. It's a very small box, so I'm suspicious of a video transmission module or like a power management module. One of the small rectangularly shaped things.
Yeah, and we saw that in the middle of the match, the UMN, that Northstar hero, kind of going offline and really not being much of an impact after that. I'm wondering if you pointed out there was a mechanical failure, maybe a referee system fault.
Great job to our on-the-field camera operator, Jordan, who was commentating yesterday, for catching that. What an important piece of information. Going into round 2, I think that lends even more to what you're saying, that UMN might take round 2. If they're able to get that fixed and go full 3v3 for the whole distance, I think this is going to be at least a double-digit victory point game. I would not be shocked if the winning team wins by less than 50 victory points.
Yeah, we saw it there for the first half of that match. It was neck and neck. Both teams around 100, just over 100 victory points remaining. This is going to be a nail-biter of a second round if UMN can figure out what the issue is with that hero.
Chat, I'm going to run a Twitch ad real quick. That way it doesn't hit you in the middle of a match. If you want to avoid those Twitch ads, you can use a Tier 1 subscription or, of course, your Twitch Prime for free. Otherwise, you'll be back in 1 minute. You're not going to miss any of the game, especially if we have a referee technical timeout. All right, Steven. 3v3s have kicked off. PacificSpirit versus Northstar. You'll notice the crowd. We were looking at them with the roaming cam a minute ago. I saw Queens Knights there. I saw UW there. All of these top 8 teams are now, they have the time and a little bit more of the bandwidth, hopefully, to be watching these other matches. Did you see anything as the teams take the field to reset that you would call out to your drivers or your team captains from that round?
Yeah, against UBC specifically, I think the long-range accuracy is a bit of a weakness, not quite a weakness, but I would say a potential point of pressure that you can apply to them. That long-range accuracy for that hero especially, I think, is a little bit less than what we've seen from other teams that have been able to take those long-range cross-map shots to deal out that early damage. And then for Northstar, I have to say probably their team rotations and just strategy. UBC was really good about moving one robot back while sending another robot forward. UMM was a little bit less aligned, I think, a little bit less coordinated. So those are the two things that I would identify for both teams if I'm watching from the stands. And now, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, that's a great point. I think UMN, obviously, it was apparent from their performance that they have watched the other matches. That standard being ready for the UBC hero was an excellent heads-up play. I think it speaks volume about how seriously they're taking the micro and like the strategy side of this competition. They understand that they can't just muscle their way to winning by out-roboting the other teams. They are ready for the teams, and it makes me nervous for these other guys, right? Like if you're UW or if you're Ascension or if you're Thornbots or RoboGrinder, you're watching in the crowd, this lets you know that UMN's watched your matches. They know what you're about, and they have thought about at least what they're going to do to try to counter what you're up to. As you can see, those team members now working on their bot, trying to get it ready for round 2.
And it looks like in the background there, that hero is back up and running, so that is good to see from UMM, Team Northstar. They are working on these robots, trying to get them ready for round 2. I think it was really close. If that hero can just be a little bit more active for the duration of the match, they stand a good chance to really put the pressure onto UBC. UBC, I think, really needs to come out swinging once again. You cannot hold anything back here now that we are into the knockout stage. This is a best-of-3 matchup, so UBC taking that first round, UMN has a chance to take the second round and take us to round 3.
Absolutely. Only a couple minutes remaining in the setup period.
And now they are turning that hero over.
Hero.
You never want to see a team really looking underneath the robot. That always can indicate that something came unplugged, something came loose, or you don't want anything to be damaged either.
Yeah. So the field is swept and cleaned by our awesome volunteers before each match. But something that's going to be important to recognize is that in these best of 3, it's left as it is. And I think there's a GoPro on the field. Not sure if Jordan caught that one. But I do believe that that is on the ground. We have a small technical timeout now.
Trying to determine, it looks like UBC is still on the field working on their robots right now. So that could either be a team technical timeout from Team Pacific Spirit, or it could be a referee timeout. We will have to see here. Now Northstar getting back on the field as well, looking under that hero once again. Yeah, you can see here. UBC with that laptop open. Looks like they are trying to adjust the code on their sentry. I will say the sentry for UBC wasn't quite as strong of a force that I had seen them in previous matches.
I agree. I think UMN sentry was the stronger sentry in that matchup. It went 1v1 a couple times and was able to force that UBC sentry to retreat. We did see great autonomous driving, decision-making, and path planning from UBC as their robot was able to successfully make it back to the base without dying. But UMN, their sentry, winning out in the 1v1 fight.
Yeah, and I think that is a very critical component. You mentioned it. Going back to the base, it's really easy to program a sentry to just run to the center of the map and just sit there. But if it happens to go down, it's just going to become a place that other teams can just farm those victory points, just repeatedly taking it down over and over again. So you really need a sentry to be able to navigate intelligently around the field, back to its base, and through different pathways, because we have seen sometimes, I think it was UW, their sentry blocking them in that maze area. So you got to be able to navigate dynamically around the field. That's a really tough engineering challenge for a lot of these teams. So credit to them, credit to the engineers who have designed these robots, put so much work into them over the course of the year, and now getting to showcase that in ARC Season 1. Really, really exciting stuff.
Round 2 just around the corner. UMN, they had, we identified the ref modules. We were worried that maybe something was wrong, but it does seem like it's UBC who's a little bit on the back foot, even though they took the win in round 1. In a best of 3, if you have a robot that loses functionality in round 1, you're likely to get reverse swept.
Yeah, and I think UBC definitely was not. And now look at this, Preston. They are removing their sentry from the field.
Icaster cursed the heck out of him. Oh no. All right, going into round 2, it's a 3v2 for UMN. I'm interested to see if this changes UBC's strat. Do you still hero rush if you only have 2 bots?
This definitely changes things. I think Northstar needs to capitalize here on the lack of 3 robots on the side of UBC. We will find out in 4, 3, 2, 1.
Bring on the bots.
Well, UBC definitely not deterred. Both robots rolling out early.
The sentry for the University of Minnesota doing a good job defending against the hero. Launching now, switching targets to the standard, not taking very much damage. The accuracy from UBC leaving a little bit to be desired.
The hero for Northstar and the infantry not moving though.
I believe the infantry made it to the maze, but is looking off into the distance, daydreaming. The sentry for UMN currently holding the point, currently defending 1v2.
You can see that infantry there, that blue 3 just looking straight up into the air.
Oh,
the sentry left all alone in the center.
UBC left the door open, but UMN unable to walk through, it appears, in the first 60 seconds of the match. 1v1 standard versus sentry. UMN, their sentry, able to defend in a 2v1 overspeed projectile. The hero takes it out with a single blow.
And now we will need to see if that sentry can come back online, retreat back to its base, heal up. It is spinning, but it is staying out there. It is trying to get back to its space. It looks like the hero for UBC not letting them rest, though. Continuing to pressure them, push them all the way back. The sentry, it needs to get back quickly before that invincibility expires. And now looks like UBC in firm control of the center point. UMN without their 2 driver-driven robots, relying only on the autonomous sentry to get them through the second round.
They left the field so early during the setup period. I'm not sure what kind of miscommunication occurred, but the sentry doing a good job returning back to the base, able to fire projectiles once again, but immediately taking another shot from the hero. UBC's hero is not the bot you want to go up in a 1v1 against and is taken out.
The hero for UBC doing just incredible work here, taking that sentry down again a second time. The infantry just continuing to hold that center buff zone, continuing to slowly take away those victory points for Team Northstar. The sentry now for Northstar still not able to really launch any more projectiles right now, it looks like. It is locked onto that infantry in the center, but nothing is coming out of that barrel. UBC
They're both
just
staring each other down, mean mugging. The sentry needs to return back to the base before it be allowed to fire projectiles, and it will do so. It paused for a moment, but really good retreat code from the side of UMN. Their sentry doing all that it can in this 1v2.
I am so distraught, Preston, for Team Northstar here. The door was open. UBC taking out their sentry.
The hero for UBC immediately with the one shot. Can he land the second projectile to take this sentry out and cement the victory? Absolutely. Our former round MVP from UBC takes the lead.
Yeah, UMN down to below 40 victory, about 40 victory points now. There's really nothing that they can do here. The sentry unable to really pressure both robots off of that center point.
Steven, we did get the answer to our question. That hero did not even go up the ramp, I believe, at the beginning of this game. Very uncharacteristic. We saw a change of strategy. Glad that they are taking into consideration that change as the sentry stops spinning for UMN. There we go. Able to localize itself probably again. It's thinking hard.
I wonder if it's having a little bit of an overpowered issue right there on that bumpy road. We've seen a couple of teams struggle with that.
Perhaps, but it is very low. Just lost its invulnerability. 11 seconds left to go regardless of what happens.
Yeah, and this one's going to go the way of UBC, Team Pacific Spirit, getting the nice 2-0 over Northstar. A lot closer than I think people were expecting. A lot closer than what I was expecting, Preston.
Absolutely. UBC takes round 2 and will take the best of 3. You can see the crowd there. Many of the teams in the top 8, several of the teams watching from the crowd who are in the 1v1s.